Hey y'all, it's Janelle.
And this is Ashley. Welcome to Loving in Reality.
All right, everybody, we are back with another episode of Loving in Reality. We're talking about Married at First Sight again.
Yes, and it's
Honeymoon
actually
time.
starting to get a little good.
Yeah, the honeymoon is definitely heating up. I feel like this is
Mhm.
about the time where the couples or the people, get comfortable enough to start saying things and then they just let it all out.
Yeah, they do. And these couples are definitely starting to do that
I
on
think
this
the
end.
topic on everybody's mind is the whole situation that's going on between Gina and Clint. Like,
Yes.
who's right, who's wrong, whatever it is. I personally feel like it's not a right or wrong thing. I personally feel like it's both of them did something to the other person and they just both need to apologize and move on with it. I feel like they're tit for tat, like who's worse. And I don't think that's
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah, Gina said what she said, and Clint was hurt. And then he said what he said. And now she's mad
Yeah,
and wants everybody to be mad, completely like dismissing how she made him feel, which
right.
isn't cool.
Right. That's not, I mean, you're trying to say, oh, but what you said was worse. You can't interpret what you said or what's worse for someone else. Because in
Hmm.
his eyes, it's the same. So regardless, you both, they both should just apologize, for the conversation, for hurting the other person's feeling. Regardless if that's how you truly felt, it still hurt the other person's feeling. If your intention wasn't to hurt their feelings, then you need to connect with how they're feeling. And I think that's the
Hmm.
point that people miss in relationships. It's about connection. So if I'm hurting your feelings, then I need to connect with that and say, well, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I'm going to apologize.
Hmm. I think we get really defensive when that happens.
Yeah.
When someone's like, you hurt me. It's like we don't want to be the bad guy. We're like,
Mhm.
well, I didn't mean to. I didn't, or that's not what I said. That's not how that came across.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We do that
Um
a lot
yeah, I was
with the
working with a
people.
couple and I'm not going to talk about their business, but there's one thing that the girl said that I really liked when she was like, "You can't explain my feelings away." So a lot of times people will try to, like, if I say, "Oh, you did this to me," and you try to explain, "Oh, well, I was just saying this because of that, and I felt this way, and I saw this, and blah blah."
Hmm.
I'm telling you how I feel about what you said. I don't really care why you did it.
Hmm.
I need you to connect with the fact that whatever you did for whatever reason caused me to feel this way, and then we
Yeah.
move on from there. I don't need you to try to
Mhm.
explain it because you can't explain away how I'm feeling.
Yeah. And I will say I'm guilty of doing that. I think that's a lesson I've learned over the years
Yeah,
where
for
it's just,
sure.
you're not doing it to be me. It's like, oh, I didn't mean to like hurt you. I really didn't.
Mhm.
This is what I meant when I said it. But you don't want to dismiss how you made them feel. Not that
Mhm.
it doesn't make you a bad person,
Yeah.
but
I think that's like what you said. People are get defensive because you don't want to
mm-hmm.
be that person, or you don't want to be like, oh, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a mean. I'm not this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're putting labels on yourself in that moment, and you're trying to defend yourself against those labels. When all the person is telling you is that you just did something that hurt my feelings, and that's all that is really it's about right now.
Yeah, yeah. And
So,
I think Gina especially needs that lesson because I really didn't like at the end when she approached him about it and she called him Ginger again. He was like, okay, do you not see that that is offensive?
hmm
And she was like, no, I say that all the time. I have clients that are redheads. I
oh
specialize in red
no,
hair.
not clients that are redheads. I was like, that
Yeah.
doesn't that we learned from. I have friends who are black
Yeah.
already.
She was like, I specialize in red hair. He was like, what does that mean? That was
So
so
it's I can tell you that it's not offensive because other people said so, regardless of what
right.
you say.
I was like, Gina, oh my God, please stop. Please stop.
Because I remember you were saying something about like ginger being an offensive word. And regardless if
Hmm.
I felt that way, I'm not, I don't have red hair. So, that's
Yeah.
just like, a white person telling me racism is overrated. Like, of course it is
Right.
to you, because you
Hmm.
don't have to deal with it.
Yeah. So I think too, being people of color, where certain things are said to us and we're told we're overreacting,
Yeah,
I understood Clint in that moment and I did not appreciate Gina's response.
yeah, that wasn't the right
Because
response to have.
no, you can't tell a person with red hair and fair skin that that term is not offensive when when that term has probably been used against them in very negative ways.
I mean, to be honest, it seems like she's using it in a negative way, though.
Yeah.
She's using it with a negative connotation, like, oh, I don't really do gingery vibes. I don't vibe with gingery features. Like, you're essentially saying that I don't like the fact that you have red hair and freckles and fair skin. That if that's not mean, then I don't know what would be.
Yeah, she just cannot wrap her head around that. And she's just saying Gina, so you're saying you don't vibe with people who look like that? I don't understand.
Well, she tried to say, well, I did have an ex that was a ginger, and at first I didn't like it, but then, I grew to like it, and blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, but still.
Yeah. Like, Gina, please stop. And did you see the after show?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't really appreciate the way Keisha
Me
handled
neither.
that either.
I didn't like that either because it seemed very dismissive, like she was trying to
Very.
figure out like what's wrong with it. I've never heard that before, saying that it's a derogatory term. And I feel like
Mhm.
as a black woman, that was kind of disappointing because there's a lot of
Very,
things that people say
very.
about us, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know that would be derogatory or hurtful or,
Hmm.
demeaning or whatever." And it's just like, so I felt like she should have connected more in that moment. I don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah, that wasn't cool. She kind of made it seem like he was overreacting.
Yeah.
And I
Which
didn't. I was like, ooh,
I don't see how they're
not cool at
different.
all.
You're talking about his features, which, by the way, features that he cannot change. He can't change the fact that
Hmm.
his hair is red. He can't change the fact that he has freckles. He can't change the
Hmm.
fact that he has fair skin. I mean, I guess he could, but I don't even think it would be healthy because, they're most susceptible to skin cancer and everything else.
Right.
So those are things he cannot change about himself that you're saying I do not like. But him saying that he usually, not even like specifically talking about you or your body type, even though it's kind of implied, he usually
Hmm.
dates athletic or slender women. I don't see how that's a difference in, you're talking about the person, the type of person. I feel
Right.
like both comments were not good, but I don't feel like
Mm-mm.
one was worse than the other.
And I think it was Clint's were bad just because he said it in the group setting like that.
Yeah.
I
And
think
then the
maybe
fact
if
that,
they had talked one on one, it would have been a little
yeah,
different. But
but in the after show, even Clint and Eris, I have to think about his name.
oh, you got
Eris
it
said
though.
that they did have the conversation one on one. And so that was another reason why Clint was like taken aback by why she was so upset, because it wasn't the first time that he told
Hmm.
that to Gina. It just was maybe not, it was the first time on camera and the first time in front of other people.
Oh, that's right.
But he
Yep,
said
I
they
remember.
had the conversation. He said it to her. So that's
Yeah,
another reason why he was like, "Why are you upset?"
that's right. And she's the one who actually brought it up in the group, saying what her preference is and what his typically is.
I think he said what his typically. I don't know if she said it, but
Hmm.
still, she was the one that started the conversation. It's not like
Yeah.
he never told her that information before, and she's been going around telling everybody how she doesn't like people with red hair. So I don't know if it was like I'm upset because I was embarrassed, or I'm upset because the other ladies were upset,
I think
or
that's what
what.
it was, because she went and approached him after meeting up with all the girls. I think that kind of riled her up a little bit.
Yeah, which I don't even understand why they were upset. Because I'm gonna be honest, I've definitely been in conversations around other men that have said different things about like what kind of women they like or don't like or whatever.
Hmm.
If I have no interest in that man, I could care less.
That's what some people were saying. They were like, why would the other ladies be upset about it?
Like,
Like, do
I
y'all
don't
want
care
Clint?
what he likes because I don't like him.
Right.
I was really confused by that.
They
Like,
were
why would I
all
take
offended.
offense to
All of
that?
them. They were all offended. Every single
Yeah.
one of them.
Like if I don't find you attractive or if I don't find anything that I like about you, I'm not interested in you. I, if you're like, oh, you like slender women, if we were in a different setting, maybe where we weren't like on, with significant others, we were all single, and someone said
Mhm.
that, I would be like trying to help them to find what they're looking for because it's not me and I don't want you anyway.
Yeah. And someone made a really good point too that when women say what they like, it's a preference. But when men do it, it's like body shaming.
Yeah, yeah. Because
It's like, no, you're not wrong.
like women have their preferences as well.
Hmm.
I don't think women are as vocal about it. And you can see that also on the show. Like most of the time, even on this show, women are very hesitant to say that they don't like a man physically. They'll try to think of anything else to say
Hmm.
because they don't want to say that they are not physically attracted. Whereas the men will say it. They're like, no, I'm not physically attracted to them,
You're right,
or I
they
don't like
usually
this.
do. But Gina came out the gate saying it.
Yeah, she did.
Well, no, it took her a few episodes, but once she said it, she could not stop saying it. Yeah, but she messed up their whole vibe. She should have just kept that comment to herself. Because I really
Mhm.
don't think Clint would have said what he said if she wouldn't have called him a ginger.
I don't think he would have said what he said if she would have said how she didn't like it and when they had the conversation in private. Like if they had that conversation in private and he made the comment about it and she expressed to him how that made her feel, then I don't think he would have said it again. But
Mm.
I genuinely think that he thought she didn't think anything about it, that they were both just saying that, hey, we're both struggling in different ways with the physical chemistry part. And he was just chiming in on how he's struggling.
But I'm just wondering if this wouldn't even be a conversation if she would have never mentioned not being
Oh,
attracted
like
to
if he wouldn't,
gendery
he would
features.
never told her nobody or anything.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
seemed like he was fine.
Yeah, go with the flow.
Yeah. If he was struggling with physical chemistry, I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
He seemed very pleased
that's true.
until she
Maybe he
hurt his
wouldn't
feelings.
have. Maybe
Because you could
not.
just I still remember his face from last week when she said that. I was like, "Oh, poor Clint."
Yeah. I mean, because that has to be hard to hear. I mean, like I said, of course, I'm not, I don't have red hair and stuff, but I feel like from what I've been told about people that have red hair, they get made fun of a lot. They get picked out a lot, growing up. So
Hmm.
I can only imagine like you're in this marriage and the first thing that this person is telling you about the way you look is that they don't like that fact that you have red hair, freckles, and fair skin. And that's just
Yeah,
like something that he probably dealt with his whole life.
I know. Poor Clint.
Because like even my husband, he doesn't have red hair, but he has like bright brown hair, and he
Hmm.
talks about how it was, people made fun of him and said different things about him growing up. So I can only imagine.
Yeah. Now, Clint was probably triggered. It brought him back to his childhood.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he handled it pretty well. I think he just took it in stride, but she
Mm.
kind of like took it to another level that wasn't necessary.
Mm-mm. And he stood his ground at the end too when they were arguing. Gina,
Yeah,
Gina walked away.
that was just unnecessary. It's like one of those arguments that I didn't need to get that. It didn't need to blow up like that.
It didn't. And Clint was so dramatic.
That
He said, "What an unfortunate turn of events." I was like, "What?"
was like a school teacher.
Yeah, that was funny.
Like somebody's mom or something. What an
Yeah, I was
unfortunate
like an
turn of
unfortunate
events.
turn of events. Clint, I mean, I think it's 40, but
True.
also Gina, I really wanted to like Gina, but she also keeps talking about her job. That's like the only thing she talks about.
Yeah. I mean, and Clint mentioned that to the guys. I thought it was interesting how hard McKinley was going for Gina though.
And he sure was. I was like, y'all better keep an eye on him.
When he said that comment, like, I think Gina is gorgeous. Armis looked at him like, what the where'd that
Oh,
come
dang,
from?
Janelle, we were doing good, y'all.
What?
You called him Artemis?
Oh no. why do I keep calling him that? What is wrong with me? I'm like
But yeah,
stuck on
I
his
know.
name being Armis.
McKin- McKinley was out of line for that. Like, okay, you don't need to call her sexy and gorgeous. That's a bit much.
Like if
Just
I
say
was
she's
his
a good
wife,
looking
I would have been
lady.
pissed.
Yeah, she's a good looking lady. Keep it at that.
It
Oh,
was
she's
just
pretty.
I think Eris's face is what got me. Like that was funny. Because he was like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, he didn't need to say all that. But
And then also, when Clint was saying stuff about Gina's job, like saying how she
mhm.
talks about her job all the time, he was defending her on that. He's like, well, in a situation where you're an entrepreneur, like that's your life. I was like, okay, McKinley. It seemed like you wanted to get matched with Gina instead, huh?
Right. It seems like it. But yeah, no, that's all she was talking. That is really all she talks about. Not just this
Yeah,
episode, even the last episode and the one before.
yeah. I mean, that does get kind of old. Like, yeah, we get it. You're into your job. That's great. You love your job. That's great. But definitely, are there any other aspects of your life?
Right. It was funny. He offered her a piece of chocolate to get her to stop talking about her job.
Even when he was talking about them going out and doing stuff, and she's like, I don't know when I'll be able to because I work so much. I'm like, then why did you decide to get married?
Right. Maybe you weren't ready for this.
Like, I don't know when I can be pulled away from work. Like, I have to be there every day, all the day. It's a lot trying to run a salon. Maybe
Mhm.
your salon should have been more established so that you can pull away,
Mhm.
so that you can put some time into your relationship. Because that doesn't sound right to me.
It does not. Because Clint seemed like he's trying to chill. I actually don't
Yeah.
know what he does for work.
He just said he worked at eight to five, 9 to 5.
No idea what he does.
He's like, I just work the regular 9 to 5.
But I don't know how they're going to come back from this argument.
It doesn't seem like they are. And I don't know
Yeah.
if that's just MAFS trying to fool us, with their little trickery and editing. Because when they showed the last dinner, they didn't show them two at all.
I mean, that's a pretty big argument to come back from. I'm trying to think if, I guess people have come back from worse. Chris and Paige still tried
I
after
think this
the
is where the
honeymoon.
experts hopefully will step in
Yeah.
to help out, just like clear the air and get them to see like both of them were wrong. They both need to apologize and you
Mm,
know just really hear what the person is saying and not just listen, but actually hear.
I don't know. I don't know if I have much hope after that argument.
And maybe that's why we see Dominique kissing Clint. Maybe they switch. I don't know. The way
You
that
know, the
McKinley was going
Australia
on,
one, the
huh?
MAFS Australia, they do, I think they do swap
Like the
at
experts
some
swap them,
point.
or they swap on their own.
I don't know, because I've never seen a full episode of it,
Oh,
but they do swap spouses. I need to check that one out.
that's interesting. Maybe that's what's
Mhm.
happening. Maybe they're gonna swap spouses.
Yeah, maybe they will. They'll try the Australia way.
I mean,
Mm.
because with their, if you think about it on paper, I would say, I don't know if Dominique is attracted to Clint or would be attracted to Clint, or Clint would be attracted to Dominique because he likes slender women. I don't know. But they're both adventurous. They both have the same, I guess, like way it seems. Like they seem like they would be matched. And as we can see, McKinley, it respects Gina for her hustle, thinks that she's
Hmm.
sexy. So I don't know. Maybe they need to swap. I don't know. At this point, nobody's had sex with anybody. Nobody's done anything. So
Because
might as
nobody's
well.
attracted to anybody.
Exactly.
That was the theme of this episode, actually.
I'm like, what
Mhm.
couple is attracted to each other?
Nicole and
Chris and
Chris.
Nicole?
That's it.
And I don't even know if they're attracted to each other or they're just like, it doesn't matter because we're together.
Oh gosh. So those two, they're starting to get on my nerves. I was like, if y'all tell one more sad story, like I do not like when people play like whose life is sadder or who had it harder. I feel
I
like
don't
that's what they're doing.
I don't know what they're doing, but I'm with you. Like, how have all these things happened to you guys in these relationships? What has been going on? How has Chris been in a relationship for a year and a half and they only had sex 3 times?
Three
You
times.
were not in a relationship, Chris. I don't know what she was in, but it wasn't a relationship.
No, probably friends with benefits.
3 times? I'm gonna need you a little bit. I need you to be a little bit more honest with yourself. Three
It just seems
times?
like they're competing for the saddest story or the worst relationship.
Oh my God. Once I heard that, I was done. I was like, mm-mm. These are
Now
some,
leave
these are
those two alike.
some delusional people they got on the show this time. First, you got McKinley, whose girlfriend he was living with gets engaged just randomly one day on him. You
Hmm.
got Chris, who went on a vacation with one ex and didn't want anything to do with him on the vacation. In another
Hmm.
relationship, they were together for a year and a half and they only had sex 3 times. Like, what is
I
going
wonder if
on?
that was the same girl.
I would
Because
hope
I
so,
asked
because
myself that. I was like, maybe
I
that's that
hope
Jamaica
so.
girl.
And then you got Eris, who was in a relationship for a year and a half and doesn't love them. Didn't feel no feelings of love.
I can believe that. I mean, I feel like that's real. People just
That's
be
real?
going along to get along.
You said what?
I think people do that all the time. They're in a relationship just to be in one.
No, not for that long.
I think so.
I don't
They're
I
like,
don't
it's
I don't
comfortable right here.
what's comfortable about being with someone that you don't love and that doesn't love you?
Well, I don't think that was the case for him. I'm sure that woman he was with did love him. And he probably thought he loved her.
Well,
He
maybe
probably even said the words, I love you to that woman.
if it's an afterthought, like if you're like, oh, thinking back, I never really loved him, then
Hmm.
okay, I get that. But if you're telling me in the whole year and a half of the relationship together, you never said I love you, you never thought that you loved them, none of that, that I cannot fathom.
Hmm.
Because I definitely, myself look back and be like, you know what? I didn't love him. What was I thinking?
Oh, I just figured that's what he was. Is that not what he meant?
I thought he was saying like he's never said it, never been in love at all, like never thought he was in love. Like I thought that's what he was saying.
Oh.
But I
I
don't know,
mean,
I
I
could
feel
be
like a lot
wrong.
of times people think they love someone, but they just have love for them.
Yeah. I mean that I understand. I feel like I've definitely have felt that before. It was like, oh no, I wasn't really. I thought I was, but I really wasn't.
I'm wondering if that's what he thought, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe he just liked having someone consistent who he could have sex with whenever.
Yeah, because that seems like his big thing. If you're not having sex, then he don't know how to feel.
Hmm.
He can't feel nothing if there's no sex involved, which is not good.
No. We could just talk about Jasmine and Eris. I don't have nothing else to say about Nicole and Chris other than I'm tired of their sad stories.
There's nothing else to say.
Nope. Okay, good. Moving on. Jasmine and Eris.
Oh man.
How do you feel about him
So
switching it up this episode?
I feel like he switched it up because without the sex, he has nothing else to go off of as far as his feelings. He cannot connect with his
Hmm.
feelings towards another person without there being sexual intimacy is like the only intimacy he knows.
And I feel
That's what
like
I
for
feel.
him, it's not even intimacy. It's
Because
just
there's
an
different.
act.
I say that because like there's different forms of intimacy, and if he's like going off of feelings from that, then I'm thinking like, okay, sexual intimacy is the only thing that he can connect with. He can't
Hmm.
connect with the other types of intimacy, like intellectual or any of that.
No,
Emotional,
because he's
especially.
not smart, for one.
I mean, intellectual intimacy is not even about being smart. It's just about like having those types of conversations, having thought provoking conversations and stuff
But
like
he
that
can't
with
do
your
that.
significant other.
Like, I
Because
just
all he
don't think
thinks about is sex.
he doesn't have the ability to do that.
Because all he thinks about is sex.
I don't know if you could ever have a thought provoking conversation with Eric.
Like I don't know. Mm-hmm. So he's
He
all about
always
the
just,
physical intimacy.
yeah.
That's it. No, no emotional, intellectual, spiritual. Forget all that. If he doesn't have the physical connection, then it's done.
Ugh. Yeah, it's just the way he switched it up to how we go from what's your favorite sex position? It's giving lady when I need it to give whore to, oh, this is just the natural progression of things after you meet a stranger. We don't need to touch like that.
And now he
What?
sees her as a friend
Like, what?
because she didn't have sex with him. That's why.
That's ridiculous.
That's 1,000. I believe in my core that that is why.
That's just such a big change up. Poor Jasmine. Oh, poor Jasmine.
Like, I don't know. And then now it's like, oh, well, she's not his type anyway. And
And like it just kept getting worse and worse throughout the episode.
he needs a big booty.
I was like, what is going on right now? I know it's funny. Clint's over here talking about I need a slender woman. Eris is over here saying I need somebody a little thicker.
Yeah, he's like, I need a slim thick or something. He needs, I don't know.
But like, do you though? Because you were definitely trying to have sex with Jasmine yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like he's one of those people, like if they don't have like any sexual activity or anything, then he's like not interested anymore. He's like,
Oh, I
oh,
just
he's like
feel.
one of those guys where it's like, I need you to put out. Point blank period.
And what really makes me upset is we've already been seeing Jasmine like cater to this man
Oh yeah.
these first few episodes. I feel like now she's going to be doing it even more to try and get him to find her attractive.
I hope not.
Like when she got up and massaged him, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. Girl, sit down.
I was wondering, did they just cut off the part where he massaged her?
He didn't.
That's
I'm more than sure he did not.
what I was wondering. I was like, did they take turns or?
No, she just got up and started massaging him. Like, why? Both of y'all just had whole massages.
I
She
think
gonna be
she's just
catering to
trying to
that man
be.
the
I
whole.
feel like she was trying to be a little bit proactive because I think at this point Jasmine's more comfortable with them maybe leading to sex because now she complaining like, "Where's the sex at?" And he's not.
I mean, she's gonna pick up on something soon.
Well, he's gonna tell her
Oh yeah, in the next episode.
in the previews. He like straight up tells her.
I didn't like how he was talking with all the guys about it without her not knowing.
I forgot what he said. I mean, I guess everybody was talking about their people.
Oh, but what he said, how could you forget?
I
I
don't
think
know.
my wife thinks, like I'm at a
Oh,
12.
oh
I'm a
yeah, where he
12.
thinks she's all in love with him.
Yeah, like my wife's at a 12 and I right now I'm, at a 4.
And I
Okay.
think it's just giving that, I think it's giving off that she's at a 12 because, okay, you've been pressuring her saying that you want to have sex essentially. And this is only on camera. So I can only imagine off camera what he's been doing, you know?
Mhm.
So I feel like she's finally gotten to the point where she's comfortable, where she's trying to show interest back.
Mhm.
And he's taking it as, oh, whoa, slow down, baby. Like, dang, she want me, don't she? You've been asking for it.
Ugh. When he said a 12, I like gagged. I was like, Eris, I
You
don't think in
literally have been
anybody's
asking
mind.
for it. And now that she's trying to
Mm-mm.
show subtle interest, because, like, not every girl's aggressive. So I feel like she's trying to show subtle interest that she would be okay with taking it a little further in that direction. And now you're basically saying she's being thirsty.
Hmm.
Your wife.
Even before that, though, she has expressed a lot of interest in him. I don't know if it's that high. I just think he's full of himself.
Yeah, I definitely think he's
Why, I
full of
don't
himself.
know.
But to me, she wasn't doing anything where I even picked that up. I just feel like she was just being in a relationship.
Mm. Mm. He's gonna get on my nerves. I know I've been saying that, but I can't stand it.
I
I
don't
do
know.
not like Aries.
I wonder how things are going to change like once he says that. I feel like she's gonna, like you said, try to overcompensate or shut down.
I don't think she'll shut down. I don't see her shutting down because she really wants this to work. And Eris is not, he doesn't strike me as someone who's going to try and make, the attraction grow. I don't think he's going to do the work that's required
That's
to
how I know
sustain
I
a
couldn't.
relationship.
This is not a show that I could ever go on because me personally, I would shut down. If someone
Mm.
says that they're not attracted to me and all this other kind of stuff and they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel any connection, I would shut down. Most definitely.
Jasmine
I know
wants
I
her
would.
husband. I just cannot with Eris thinking he is like, sir.
I feel like that's just so hard to hear. And I feel like this show is kind of like the only, like, if you were in a relationship with someone, way that it would come out the way that it does. Cuz a lot of times people date people outside of their normal type. A lot of times people date like things that they're usually not, like they might not have been attracted to them physically, but they're attracted to something else. They don't really voice that. They just go along with the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in this show, kind of people just voicing, "Oh, I'm not attracted to this. I'm not." I don't understand. I don't like that part of it. Because if I was dating someone that I normally wouldn't date based off of whatever reason, I'm
Mm-hmm.
choosing to date them, so I'm not gonna point it out to them like, I really wouldn't like somebody that X, Y, and Z, but I'm gonna make an exception for you because, like, that's not nice to hear.
Yeah, sometimes I'm on the fence about whether they should let the person know that they're not attracted. Because I'm trying to think, would I want to know?
I definitely wouldn't. We'll just see where
Hmm.
I feel like it puts too much pressure on it.
Pressure.
Like,
Yeah.
just let things go how they go. I don't need to know if you're attracted or not, or I mean, I guess it goes into that thing like the experts were saying, oh, the person wants to feel wanted. So I guess that's the tricky part because I guess you can't make
Hmm.
someone feel wanted if you don't want them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Because I mean, they're gonna pick up on it at some point. I would think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But
true.
I
I just
think
don't
having
feel
that
the need.
conversation during the honeymoon, maybe not the
Yeah.
best time.
I just don't feel there's a need to say something if you're gonna be able to move past it. Like, for example, in the situation with Gina, if you think that you can move past it, like she said her ex had red
Hmm.
hair or whatever, if that's something that
Yeah.
you feel like you can move past, then there's no need to point it out.
There really was not. That's what I'm saying. Like she didn't need to say that. It was very
Yeah.
unnecessary.
So it's something that you can move past, like with Eris. If you like girls with big butts, but if she don't have a big butt, like it's something that you can move past, there's no need to point that out.
Yeah.
Because
Ugh.
what's the point? You're accepting it, so why are you pointing it out? Just to let the person know that you're accepting something? Like, I'm accepting this about you even though I don't like it? Like, I don't see the point.
Mm. Nope, not this cast. They're letting them know right off the bat.
Right. Well, we'll
Yeah.
see. All these
Yeah.
couples are struggling with attraction. Same thing with Kristen and Shaq.
Kirsten.
God dang, I thought
Kirsten.
I said it right.
Which one is it?
It's Kirsten.
Kirsten. Okay.
I said Kristen.
I said Kirsten.
Oh Lord, is it?
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
Kirsten.
It's Kirsten.
She needs a nickname.
Is it Kirsten or Kirsten? Ah, sorry, y'all. One of them. Um,
She is being very fake. What do you think?
I feel like she is, and I feel like she's being really hard on Shaquille.
Yeah.
Like, he
I
doesn't
think it's
really
because
do
she's not
anything.
attracted to him.
Like, I could understand, like, okay, you're not attracted to me, but if I was him, I would be feeling kind of defeated because it's like she doesn't like anything about him. You're Doesn't like his sense of humor, doesn't like the way that he talks, doesn't like his bald head, doesn't like golly, I can't live.
Well, he doesn't really seem to be joking that much. Not like McKinley's
Oh
doing,
yeah,
anyway.
McKinley is a whole nother level, and that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like those two, her and Dom, are complaining about the same thing, but in two different ways to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she literally says something about the way that he talks, saying that he talks too much like a politician. Doesn't like that he doesn't have hair, but he can't make his hair grow. Doesn't like she's not attracted to him. Like there's still just so many different things. And he's just like, and then when he asked her, what do you like about me? She never answered that question.
She didn't, which is funny because I don't remember what they were doing, but she was like, I think it will grow. The attraction's growing. Or you're growing on me a little bit. She said something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a little confusing, which is why I think she's just being fake for the cameras.
I
She's
don't know
just putting
what
on
it
for
is.
she don't like the man. And when she got in front of the couple, she kind of made it seem like they were perfectly fine.
Hmm.
Like, even that, like she was excited to be in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh yeah, and she was mad.
Yeah, I was like, huh? You didn't even like go with him. You were in the hotel room. It's not like
Yeah.
you supported him. I didn't
Yeah.
get it. But
Yeah, I don't know what her angle is. I don't know what she's trying to do. But I feel like she's just breaking that man down and I don't like it.
hmm
I feel
yeah, a
like
lot
it's
of
kind of
people aren't
sad.
liking her right now. They're like, Jack is a good man.
Like
He doesn't
she is
appreciate
breaking
it.
him down. Like everything about him just is a problem.
They looked like they were having a good time though with the dancing. Like they seemed like they could have fun together.
Yeah, I feel like they could. I don't know what she's expecting or wanting or I don't know what it is.
I just think it's just she's not attracted to the man, so every little thing is going to bother her.
Yeah.
See how it
Poor
goes when they
Shaq.
get back to Nashville.
I don't
Hmm.
know. Mac and Dom. I do not know if they're gonna make it much longer.
He is annoying.
He is like I don't know what his deal is. At first, I thought she was getting mad for no reason too, because I was like, because I like McKinley. I'm like, leave him alone. What's wrong with you? Let him joke around. And when she was
Mm-mm.
talking about the horses, like they were talking about the horses in the bed, talking about how he rode horses before and all this stuff, and she's like, shut up. And she's like, I don't know if he's joking or not. This is so annoying. And I was like, he's
Mhm.
not joking. Obviously, he's rode the horses. And then when they get to ride the horses, he's like, I've never rode horses before in my life. I would have been done.
Yeah, he is too much. I mean, his little apology for it at the end was sweet, even
I
though
would have been mad.
she wasn't having it. But
Because I could see joking around sometimes, but it's hard to. Don't do that where we're trying to get to know each other.
hmm
So I don't know if you're joking or not, and it's annoying.
that is true. Yeah, it'd be different if they
Knew each other
really
already.
knew
But I
each
don't know
other.
if you know how to ride horses. I don't know what you've done and what you haven't done.
And the thing is, the jokes aren't even funny.
Yeah.
Like Max,
It's like he's just
stop.
teasing.
Mm-hmm. So I do get
Yeah.
her annoyance.
I don't think they're going to last much longer.
No, I don't think so either. But someone was saying, or people were saying, that she could try, because she said she's a little annoyed with his apprehension to do stuff.
Hmm.
She could try maybe not doing anything with him one day. Like if he wants to go sit on the beach, go sit on the beach. And then we could do an activity of yours the next day.
I feel like
Because to
that would
be
make him
fair,
mad.
he is trying all of these things that he's not ever done before.
Yeah, I feel like she should do some of the things that he would want to do, even if it's just relaxing. But I would be mad
hmm
if I'm doing these things by myself on my honeymoon, honestly.
Oh, no, no,
Mm.
not by yourself.
With who?
Wait, no, what do you mean?
Like if I'm gonna go do my own activity by myself?
Oh, no, no, no. I'm just saying like she should like do some things that he wants to do,
Oh
not
yeah,
just everything that she wants to do.
yeah,
Unless they
that's true.
are and they're just not showing it. That could be.
That's true.
But
I agree with that.
because he is trying new things. He just met you.
Yeah,
So we
she
could
should. I mean, I understand now she would be upset, but she definitely, if he is complaining, then that would be the first thing I would have said anyway. Okay, so what do you want to do? Because if I'm tired of him complaining, that's what I'm going to ask.
that yeah, that is true. What do you want to do, sir? Because if I gotta hear this one more time.
Right.
How many more
But
days are left on the honeymoon? They should
I
be
think this is the
tomorrow's last
last
not
day.
tomorrow. Next week's the last day.
Yeah, next week is the last honeymoon episode.
hmm
So we'll see how it goes back when they get back. They haven't really shown that many clips of them back in Nashville, like as previews.
Nobody makes it. They all get off the plane and they're like, you know what? Let's not waste each other's time.
Like they show what Dominique going to McKinley's house, and that's pretty much it.
I will say this cast, while this episode did pick up some, this is the overall kind of boring cast.
Yeah. I don't know why. They're very I don't even know what makes it boring.
Yeah, I don't either. They just, mm and I think collectively they don't mesh very well.
No, I do. I feel like they all do pretend that they do though, like you were
Yeah, like
saying.
their groups just don't like. I don't know.
Because I'm like maybe Jasmine and Kirsten.
hmm
But other than that, I don't see like who would Nicole mesh with. I don't see Gina really meshing with anybody. I think Dominique could probably go in with, you know, Jasmine and Kirsten just fine. And I think Nicole would, go anyway. But I just feel like Gina,
hmm
I don't see Gina hanging out with any of them.
Yeah, like they just don't. They weren't thinking about that though. I guess when they picked the couples, which I guess they shouldn't be thinking about that.
Yeah. How's this
You
going to
know
look for
what?
the
They don't put
show?
any thought into this. What am I thinking?
It doesn't seem like it does it, because golly.
It's all random.
Now I'm really interested. I keep thinking about if they're gonna swap. We do see the kiss between Dominique and Clint.
I told you that is not going to be for another few weeks,
They should have put that in so early.
just to keep us watching because they know this is a boring group. Somebody was
Yeah.
saying that's why the episodes are so short because they don't have
Yeah.
enough footage.
Yeah. And they don't really have any footage back at the hotel rooms either. Like there's no really nighttime footage. There's no them chilling at nighttime, cuddling, talking. None of that either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are they even sleeping together?
Either they listened to our complaints about the show being too long, or they were like, "We just don't have enough to show y'all. These
Yeah.
couples aren't giving much."
I think, I was reading somewhere where like some couples know how to get around being filmed. Like at nighttime, if you say you're going to bed and you turn the lights off and the film crew has to leave and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I
Maybe
would be
they
doing every
did.
night. 7 o'clock, I'm going to bed.
But I wonder if you have to give them so much.
Obviously not,
Mhm.
because they
They're
ain't giving
requiring.
nothing.
No, that's true. Like you just have your required time of filming and then you can go on.
But I'm hoping, I don't know, I'm hoping it gets better for all the couples because even though Chris and Nicole are like, whatever. I don't really feel like they're like, too toxicness. They're coming from toxic relationships in the past, and I don't know how that is going into a relationship like that because your mindset is just like desperate almost. Like I want to make this work. I want to
Yeah.
make this work.
It almost seems like you would take anything because what you had in the
Yeah.
past was so bad.
Mhm. So I don't know. I'm concerned about them too. I don't know what's gonna happen.
hmm
It's gonna be a
And it's like the
wild
minute
ride.
something bad happens, even it could just be a normal thing that all couples go through. I feel like they're going to be like, "Oh my God, he's not who I thought he was." You know?
Or they might just it be something bad that happens and they'll be like, it's okay because it's not as bad as whoever I was with before.
That yeah, they could do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, think that's all we have for this week.
Yeah, hopefully, like I said, things will start looking up.
hmm
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below.
Yes, there's actually lots to comment on this episode. So let us know what y'all think about the whole Clint Gina thing.
The Eris Jasmine thing,
Yes, does he get on y'all nerves as much as he gets on mine?
the Kirsten Shack thing.
Yes, y'all think she's being fake because I do.
Just so many things. We want to hear your thoughts.
All right,
Well,
guys. Till next time.
bye.